Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Move Fast, Lift Heavy podcast. This is Joe Roscoe, co-host of MFLH Pod. Thanks for tuning in. We got an exciting one for you as today has officially kicked off the 2023 CrossFit Games season with the announcement of Open Workout 23.1, which happens to be a repeat of 14.4. We're going to bring on Christian Harris, founder of Move Fast Lift Heavy and co-host of the podcast, to chat about his thoughts and to give you insight on exactly how he thinks you should be approaching this workout depending on what level athlete you are. Before we bring on Christian, don't forget you can train just like Christian Harris and the MFLH team this season at mflhtrain.com, or you can go to movefastlift.heavy.com and follow the exact program that Christian follows each and every day. We have 3 different tiers for the competitive athlete, the athlete that might be, let's say, a top 10 athlete within a, and then your everyday athlete who just wants to be good at CrossFit and look good while doing it. On top of it, if you'd like, you can join Christian's program Pump with CH, which is a more aesthetically based program for bodybuilding. So you not only can do train with CH, but you can add Pump with CH to your program. Just go on over to mflhtrain.com or movefastlift.heavy.com. Give us a follow on the gram at movefastheavy. All right, bring on the man. Start chatting about 23.1 and get to it. Christian Harris, welcome to the podcast.
What up? What up?
Here we are, my friend.
It is here. It's here. It's here.
All right, so let's jump right in.
The moment everyone's all been waiting for. We've got 23.1.
Yeah, let's jump in with opening thoughts. So you're sitting there, you're guessing what's going to happen with the rest of the world, and then they hit you with the repeat 14.4. What are your thoughts?
I like it. It's a great workout. It's a lot of fun. Although, truth be told, I actually never did this workout. I was injured last time that they programmed this workout.
Well.
I did it with one arm, and I got to the muscle ups, and that was that.
You did one arm cleans at 135?
I did. There's a video floating around somewhere out there.
Yeah. Hilarious. Did you? How many other workouts did you do that year? Did you do any one-handed or one-armed handstand push-ups during the open?
No, that year it started with that double under snatch with the lightweight.
Got it.
So did like single arm snatches with the bar. There was like thrusters at the end, 95 pounds, and burpees. It was, yeah.
Got it.
All right. That's either here or there.
Do you feel, have you ever tested it on your own, like after that?
No, I haven't. But okay, so I was actually getting ready to program it this week for the Train with CH community, which is kind of coincidental.
Okay, so do you have any thoughts, or like, do you feel like at a disadvantage, or are you not sweating it?
No, I'm not sweating it. This is just a classic CrossFit chipper right here. You know, nothing out of the ordinary in this workout at all.
Got it. All right, before we jump into tips, do you have any other like crystal ball predictions as to why maybe they chose this workout? And if in the quarterfinal or region, do you think we're gonna like is because there was a theme going where it seemed like each phase was like progressing off of each other? Do you feel like that's gonna happen with this, or do you think it's just it's a good workout and it is what it is?
I think it's more of the latter. They didn't have a repeat last year. I think this was kind of their way to kind of get back to the roots of, you know, retesting, doing the whole measurable component of CrossFit. So I think this was kind of like a nod to you know, the CrossFit methodology in general.
Got it. All right, so let's jump in. So let's start with our base level athlete, an athlete that maybe has never gotten a muscle up before, and they might have that in their sights, or maybe they have a handful, or maybe they can do like singles within a workout. What's that athlete's approach when trying to tackle this workout 14.4, 23.1?
Yeah, for that athlete, they kind of need to understand that the workout is not won on that first row. And it's really going to be about managing. This is going to be the recurring theme, whether you're elite down to a scaled athlete, but it's going to be managing your heart rate and your grip fatigue, shoulder fatigue, especially as you get to that high skilled movement in the ring muscle ups. You can get there really fast. And if your shoulders are blown up and you're just really gassed and out of breath, it's going to be hard for you guys to manage yourselves once you get to the rings. You're going to be, keeping your reps very small, maybe even failing reps because of the pump that you're going to have in your grip and in the shoulders. So while you do need to get there with a purpose, you kind of need to stay smooth. I would suggest holding a pace on the rower that you can almost be conversational at for the athlete that is just looking to maybe get to those muscle ups, maybe get a handful of reps there. Keep the pace relatively conversational. On the toe to bar, you can kind of go by feel. Essentially, you don't ever want to get into a point where you feel like your grip is about to, kind of go on you. So always just cut your set short of failure, at least 3 to 5 reps. Maybe a good rep scheme for some of you would maybe just to keep this thing in 5 to 8 rep range on the toe to bar. Keep the sets nice and small. Check up at the clock. Hold yourselves accountable with the rest so that you're not resting too long. Wall ball is going to be one of those movements that it depends on how it affects you. It is only 40 reps, so not a ton there. But I think most athletes that will be participating can do at least a set of 10. So you want to maybe do, 10, 10, and then 5s, or just keep it at 10s until you complete that 40 reps. After you finish your wall ball, regardless of what level you are, I would highly suggest doing these cleans as singles. It is a lightweight that many of you are going to be able to cycle, touch and go reps for 5 to 10 or so, but the I don't know what the phrase is the juice worth the squeeze when it comes to wearing your grip out on the cleans as you approach those muscle ups. Now, I didn't look at the score sheet, but I do assume that the cleans is going to be a tie break. So if you're someone that does not have muscle ups and maybe you're looking to get that first one, then maybe I would suggest trying to tackle those cleans a bit more quickly. But if you are someone that has muscle ups, I wouldn't worry too much about that because you're going to need to manage yourselves by the time you actually do get to the rings.
Okay. All right. So all pretty straightforward. Now we're getting into like the mid-level athlete that maybe is not going to complete the muscle ups, but will get maybe close into the 10s, the 15s, or creeping towards the 20. Any difference there, or maybe just basically what you said, but just amp it up just a couple of dials? What do you think?
It's going to be exactly that, amping up just a couple of dials. Now that row, we're going to want to look to be done in a certain time frame. You're going to want to be done in the, I'd say, 240 to 3-minute range on the rower. If you are holding, I believe, 1,200 calories per hour, which is a modest pace, it's not, it's not ripping the rower by any means. That'll get you done off of the rower at 3 minutes. So if you start a little bit hot, maybe you're holding, 1,400 or so, and you kind of settle into that 1,100, 1,200 pace, you'll get off right around that 3-minute mark. That's going to give you 11 minutes to complete the workout. Toes to bar, I would try to keep that in sets of 5 to 10. Again, short rest, but quick sets, managing the grip fatigue. it's one of those things that, yeah, you might have 20 in you, but you don't want to overtax your grip too early on in this workout. The wall ball, I think most of you can look to get that done in 3 or less sets. I'm thinking 20, 10, 10, 15, 15, 10, something around that ballpark. Cleans, like I said before, look to go singles there. A nice way you could maybe try to do this is just to kind of look at the clock, and maybe every 5 to 6 seconds you're doing a rep, or you're counting breaths, right? You do one clean, you take one breath, you pick it up, right? This isn't a weight that there should be for this athlete. There isn't much setup, meaning you're not going to need to get your hands on the bar, really get that back set nice and tight. Although you obviously want to move with good technique and intent, but there's also not a lot of setup that really needs to be required for a 135, 95-pound barbell. You can kind of just grip and rip that. Almost even doing like a muscle clean. You do want to have, I would say, at least 4 minutes to get these ring muscle ups done. At that point in the workout, you will have done quite a few reps, right? And you want to be able to manage yourselves here. So having 4 minutes, that will allow you to do, maybe 5 sets of 4, maybe sets of 3. At this point, it's going to be kind of managing yourselves. But the number one thing that you don't want to have happen is you don't want to fail a rep. Failing a rep is going to increase that recovery time. So if you feel, say you did your first set of 4, felt fine, and now you're going up for that second set and you're at rep number 3 and you just make it over the rings, do not even risk going for that 4th rep. Just come down, shake it out, chalk up, and take your rest at that point. You really do not want to fail any reps here in this workout.
All right. Fair enough. Definitely agree on the rolling of the dice, if you will, on the muscle ups. Because once you get into that flirting with the red zone with redlining, if you will, it ain't coming back. It's not coming back at that point. It's over.
We did one on the program maybe a week or 2 ago with the snatches and the ring muscle ups. I think it was 8s and 4s for maybe 10 rounds. I can't remember off the top. But it was a light barbell. It was a 95-pound bar. And you were constantly going back and forth from ring muscle ups to the barbell snatch. And it was really a grip killer of a workout. And you kind of needed to know when you wanted to jump up and how you needed to break it up if you had to break it up. So this is same. It's going to be the same kind of idea here.
All right, let's go into the final phase, which is our elite athlete, someone like yourself that has the games in mind, or semifinals, or maybe even a quarterfinal athlete that is highly skilled at a ring muscle up.
Yeah, I kind of have a bit of a game plan here that I'm going to look to approach. So maybe you guys can adopt the game plan that I'm going to choose to partake in. And you guys let me know how it works out for you. For me, I am looking to get that row done in about 2:30 or so. So that would definitely be coming out a bit hot. The rower is something that is somewhat of a strong suit for me. So I would probably come out holding about 1600 for a bit, and then settling into more of a 1300 pace. And that'll get me done in about 2:30. Again, if you've been following the program, we've been doing a ton of row sprints. So you should be somewhat familiar with pacing on the rower for yourselves and what that's going to feel like and what it's going to do to you. Coming off the row, I'm going to keep my total bar sets relatively conservative. I'm going to break it up into 5 sets. I'm going to do 15, 10, 10, 8, and 7. I'm always a big fan of a descending rep scheme, starting with a big chunk up front. And then as you start to fatigue a bit, kind of taper off as you get deeper into the rep scheme.
Give us that one more time. 15, 10.
15, 10, 10, 8, and 7. It's a little descending rep scheme, getting into the single digits to finish out that last set of 50. That'll keep it fresh going into the wall ball. I'm going to look to do those in 2 sets, 25 and 15. I could definitely go unbroken, but again, this is definitely about trying to manage the heart rate and especially shoulder fatigue at that point. After the wall ball, like every other level of athlete, we want to do these as singles to conserve the grip and the lats and your biceps, all the above for the ring muscle ups.
Anything you think about when you're doing on the cleans as far as grip wise? Sometimes maybe right or wrong on my end, if I know the barbell's super light and there's more and more grippy stuff to come, are you thinking like to loosen up your grip a little bit or to not really, like you said, like don't overly focus on setting the back so much or don't, exhaust yourself because it is such a routine clean? Anything in your mind? I really like that breath thing you talked about. I think because I did do the workout in 2014 and I think the cleans, it's kind of I think it's the separating portion of this workout, minus the ring muscle ups, but like I think there's wasted seconds to be had wasted seconds and effort during these cleans.
Yeah, so this is a great point. It's a concept that I like to call barbell hygiene. And especially for this many reps, when you're doing singles, you want to try to get yourself on some sort of rhythm to keep you moving. I'm not really thinking too much about the grip, how I'm squeezing or anything like that. I'm just grabbing with a standard hook grip. Hopefully you guys are all using a hook grip. You're not just grabbing, because that is definitely going to fatigue your grip more. If you're not familiar with the hook grip, here's what it is. It's you wrap your thumb around the barbell first, index finger and middle finger close over the thumb, and that allows you to create a little bit more friction, easing up the grip and the forearm quite a bit. Now, barbell hygiene, again, what I mean by that is after you perform your clean, what are the next couple of things that happen, right? The barbell settles. As it settles, are you grabbing the bar one hand at a time? Are you grabbing the bar 2 hands at a time? Are you dropping the bar, stepping back, right? These are all little things that add up to a lot of seconds and could be wasted seconds in your workout. So for me, what I'm going to try to do is once I finish the clean, as the bar is settling, I'm going to take one deep breath. I'm going to reach down and grab the bar with both hands at the same time, grabbing one, then the other. That's 2 seconds versus 1, right? That's a little detail that adds up over the course of 30 cleans. That's a minute of work. And I'm just going to try to maintain and manage myself there with that.
Okay, cool. All right. Thanks for taking a little pause on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then once I get to the muscle ups, I am going to look to do this in about 5 sets. 6 sets. We'll go 4, 4, and then 3s. That's all I got. Definitely want to make sure you're using your kip on the muscle ups. Again, as your arms and your grip are going to be pretty fatigued, definitely want to make sure you're staying tight throughout. Long, hollow body, long arch, long hollow body, and really drive those hips up towards the rings to save your upper body on the pole if you can.
All right. And then based off of when you get off the rings, is it just get your ass on that rower seat and pull for dear life, depending on how much time's left. I'm assuming.
Yeah, at that point, there's probably only going to be about 3 minutes or so, maybe probably less. So you really just want to grip and rip and put that head down, send it to finish out.
Cool.
Some of you will get deep into that row. Others maybe you'll get to the toe to bar. I know that only a handful of people got to toe to bar in 2014, but there's many more fit folks out there nowadays.
Right. We didn't talk about this before hitting record, but I'll put you on the spot for prep for this workout. So as hopefully a lot of you know, you don't just want to roll up into your gym, lace up your shoes, and just do the workout. Anything off the top of your head that you know you'll be doing to prep before hitting the workout?
Yeah, I will definitely spend some time doing some myofascial release on the forearm specifically. Again, just because this is going to be a grippy workout, so you definitely want to make sure you have some blood flow in there. Definitely a lot of wrist mobility pieces as well. Again, just want to open up the forearms and the grip quite a bit. I'll definitely make sure that the heart rate is up before getting into the workout. Typically in something like this, where it's a chipper, I'll do mini rounds of very small sets of this workout. So one thing I would try to do is maybe a set of 10 calories on the row, maybe 5 toe to bar, 4 wall ball, 2 power cleans, 1 muscle up. So it's basically a very, very condensed version of the workout, but it just gets the heart rate up and gets your body familiar and primed to some of the movements before actually hitting this thing full speed.
Nice. All right, Christian, anything else before we go?
That's all I got. Make sure you guys tune in every week. We're going to be doing this, giving you guys some insight on these workouts. So if you guys find it helpful, please spread the word. It goes a long way.
All right, awesome. All right, good luck in the workout, Christian. We'll be sure to give everyone. Oh, what do you use? Good question. Real quick, Brendan put in a question about the damper on the row. What do you recommend for the average athlete?
Yeah, the damper setting is one of these things people get very maybe scientific about, but I just typically keep it at like right between a 5 and a 6. If you want to get pretty technical, there is a way to actually measure that on the rower. I forget exactly how to set it off the top of my head, but you go into the settings on the rower and what the hell is it called?
What's Mike? This is a good pitch for us on the podcast. What's Mike's last name?
Lombardi?
Rower? Yeah. So everyone listening, if you want, go in our files on the podcast. Simply go to episodes. We have a great episode with Mike Lombardi, a former elite rower, and he gives a complete rundown on how you can use the screen to pick the best damper for you.
Yep.
How about that?
There's yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, as I was saying before, good luck. We'll be posting this on the gram at Move Fast Lift Heavy. If you aren't following Christian's program, you can check it out at a discounted open season rate at mflhtrain.com, or you can find that via our main website, movefastliftheavy.com.
Will you put the Lombardi thing in the show notes?
I will. I definitely will. Everyone that's watching live on YouTube, thanks so much. We're going to put this on our podcast platform in literally minutes. I'll get that up as soon as we get done with this stream. All right. See you, Christian.
All right. Good luck to everybody out there going after this one.
Yeah. Good luck, everybody. Later. All right. That was Christian Harris, founder of Move Fast Lift Heavy, going to be competing alongside of 2 of our teams this year at MFLH gyms on Long Island. So be in the hunt for that. Thanks again to everyone that tuned in on our YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're listening to our podcast page. Thanks again. Subscribe there. Check out the YouTube. We'll be putting up a lot of vlogs this year as we have in past seasons. So you can see Christian and the team train and prepare for this CrossFit Games season. All right. We'll see you next time. Move fast, lift heavy. A way to train, a lifestyle to live. Later.